With the recent rising racial tensions and the dangerous rhetoric we heard during the recent presidential campaign, a group of UA students and faculty decided to make a poster to encourage all people to embrace diversity and inclusion in all its forms. You might have seen them around campus. It's the You Belong Here posters. To talk more about this, I sat down with UA senior Zach Kaiser. He is the president of the Omicron Delta Kappa fraternity. The fraternity funded the making of the posters.
It started circulating around a few months ago. I think I saw it on Facebook maybe, but when we dove a little deeper into the details, we saw that it was actually first produced at the University of Kentucky, and then Kent State made an adaptation to it, and then we kind of spun ours off of Kent State, although they're pretty similar.
The poster was modeled after Kent State University, but it was made to have an Akron theme. Zach explains the logistics behind the design of the poster.
Yeah, so like I said, it was modeled heavily after Kent State's because we wanted to have some sense of uniformity amongst all the posters that were up. But essentially, like, at least for the coloring, we did it so that it was kind of Akron colors. It's formatted in a way that there's a sense of repetition throughout because we wanted to make sure that all of these groups that we feel like are targeted, that we address kind of where they are, and that we were able to emphasize that we are welcoming to them. So that was kind of the layout behind it. And then at the bottom, it's just it's a collective statement calling all students together to embrace the diversity that we have here on campus, but even in a greater sense, like in our Akron community.
When talking about such controversial topics like what is displayed on the poster, there are going to be some people that are going to have some very strong opinions on it, whether they're positive or negative. Zach explains the praise and backlash received from the displayment of the posters.
We've gotten a lot of praise so far. I'd say that we've distributed about 120 posters around the university, and we've delivered about, I'd say, 60 posters around the community to local businesses. We've received a little backlash, although none of it has really been formal. It's been occasionally students, well, I'm assuming students, but it could be anyone, have been writing on the posters some statements that they feel like should have been included that weren't, or felt that their demographic or their group wasn't represented in our poster. That's about the only backlash we've received. So it's been overwhelmingly more positive.
Some of the statements on the poster did come from things that were said during the presidential campaign. Zach explains how that may be true, that it should be focused on people in general, not political viewpoints.
Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly, I don't think that we can avoid that this poster came as a result of some of the rhetoric that was spreading from the campaign, but what ODK has voiced, the organization who has backed the funding for this, and as well as the professors who are working alongside us, is that it's not really as much a partisan issue as it is just a people issue. So whether you're Democrat or Republican, I think it's safe to say that we all want to create an environment that's welcoming to everyone. So although it is a result of some partisan issues, the product itself is not labeled Democrat or Republican or anywhere on that spectrum. It's more so us just viewing people as people first, regardless of which demographic or which race or ethnicity they align themselves with.
A poster could speak 1,000 words in just a few sentences. I asked Zach what he hopes people receive from this poster.
I think one of the great things about it just being a poster and that people can hang it up is it's very passive, so it's not like a one-day program type thing. So I think one of the main goals is that, for one, it gives people a chance to publicly stand up for something that they believe in, which is, in our case, diversity and inclusion. So I think it's one main purpose. I think secondly, it's a great way to start a conversation. So having these up on a lot of different faculty members' doors, when students are coming in there for office hours or when meetings are taking place, the goal is that in passing that, a student could strike up a conversation with a professor, or professors and colleagues could chat about, like, what does this mean? Where did you get it from? Why is that on your door? Where do you stand on this? Because I think that's one of the biggest things that we're missing, is that instead of just having these type of conversations with each other, we tend to go the opposite direction and not really have that conversation about why do you think this or why do you think this. So we want to facilitate a space where that conversation can happen.
There are several ways that both faculty and students can help spread inclusion and diversity on campus.
So on all of our posts, well, the newer posters that have been distributed, ODK's website is on there. It's www.odk.edu. uaodk.weebly.com. It's on the top right corner of all the posters. So if you're a faculty member or a staff member and you'd like to get a poster, you can just go to our contact form and we will manage the logistics and get it to you. If you're a student group who's looking to maybe help fund some of the costs for the posters as we're spreading, not just across the community, but even across state borders, we've actually sent some to some colleagues across the country, which has been really awesome. So if a student organization would like to help front those costs, the best contact would be to go through our website as well, and that gets directed to our executive team's email account, and then we'll manage the logistics from there.
This has been Naquan James for Lights, Camera, Akron.